So 7:48 and I got everything set up. So there's the silver team, which I noted in silver. There's the green team down here, and let's go over the opening lineup. Welcome everybody to week 3. Jeff Russell here on January 18th, 2025. Hi guys, so this is Monday, January 13th. I do a Wednesday weekly wrap-up where I recap all the games from Saturday, and I've been working round the clock. I am backed up. I didn't get this file out, yet to YouTube for everybody to see the highlights from last Saturday. Give you a sneak peek of what the highlights look like here. So, if you're going to do highlights, if you're going to do stream of purpose, you've got to have highlights. Play-by-play, highlights. That's what stream of purpose is all about. If you're going to volunteer for stream of purpose, you better be prepared to work your butt off. Highlights, play-by-play, every game. It is Thursday, January 16th, so now I'm preparing for week 3. Now that I got that out of the way, what I'm doing here is preparing the loop videos for that TV, which will sit in the lobby Saturday morning. So what I do on CapCut on my cell phone is I build out the background without the 2 people. Everything else is on my cell phone. And then I use Dropbox to send it to this computer. And then I add the 2 people in from this CapCut. So I got CapCut Pro. I have the license shared from this computer here to my cell phone. They share the same license. This organization has paid for 1 year of CapCut for me. So it's nice that I can log in and get all the Pro. And I think you see that up here. That's how you know you're on Pro. That's what I'm doing now, and I'm doing this for every game. So that's what's going to play on this TV Saturday morning at 10 and 9. I'll run out there and with this remote, I'll run out into the lobby and I'll go to YouTube on that TV. So Thursday, I got till Saturday morning to get everything done. So what's left to do? I still didn't even touch OBS. I have to build out all the games. Let me open up OBS and show you. So you can see here, I do a write-up. This will be the description on YouTube. That's what's really nice about OBS. So this is actually what will show up on YouTube. But I got to build all the game, do a write-up, and then the thumb is going to be... That's going to be the thumb that goes right here. That for all the games. Then I got to go, after I get that done, then I got to go here. I started working on other commercials for timeouts. I'd like to get 4 or 5 of them, and then get a pregame loop ready. And then the scenes. So once I have all the scenes built, that'll be for 1 game. And then I'll go up and I will duplicate that profile, that game, and I'll do it 8 a.m., 9 a.m., 10 a.m., all the way up till 3:30 p.m. I'll keep duplicating, so I'll have like 8 or 9 scenes, profiles, and get that built out. Once the profiles are built out and the games, the scheduled live feeds are good, the rosters. So then I have to get Microsoft Excel here, and I did not build out all the rosters yet, so I'll have to, this is from last week, so I'll have to copy and paste onto a newer file and get all the games set up. This is what I keep open as I announce, how I reference the 2 teams as I'm announcing. Their numbers are here, and then this is what they did the previous week. I fill this out as I go along so I can talk and I can reference what they did last week in week 1, what did they do in week 2, who was the player of the game, what was the score, and I got to build that out. So then I'll be ready to go Saturday morning. So guys, what I'm doing here in OBS is, this is a loop video, Control C, and then Control V, and then I got to drag it down, move the slider,
Now once I get about 4 of them, I got to go all the way to the end, drag them down. And then that makes it go a little bit faster. So there's a little trick, just hit Control V. And I'll do 4 at a time instead of 1 at a time. All right guys, it is Friday, January 17th. 2025, and week 3 is tomorrow. Got to be up at 6 a.m., shower, and out the door about 10 of 7. So what's going on the final day, Friday? Getting ready for week 3. I'm finishing up the loops, so 12:30. Then I have a 1:30, 2:30, 3:30. 3:30 is the last game, and then I'm done at 4:30. I pack up, go home. But getting the loops ready. So what is this for? If you're going to run a league yourself, these loop videos are great because I recommend I take that TV, bring it into the lobby. It has a Fire Stick on it. Just ask for the Wi-Fi at your church or wherever and get connected to YouTube. And this is what's going to show, and it's a loop video. So if I play it for you... Okay, now let's pretend that I'm doing the 1:30. All right, so here's what I do. Go in. So this is not the correct. See how it says 11 a.m.? So this is just a placeholder. And what I'm doing, first thing I'm going to do, get rid of last week's. And then I'm going to go into Dropbox. I'm going to import. And then see, it's right on Dropbox. Dropbox is fabulous, and this is the free version. I don't pay for any Dropbox. So we said we're doing the 1:30 loop. Where did all these loop videos come from? My cell phone. So I make them on my cell phone, just this what you're seeing. Get CapCut on your cell phone and get a picture and just do the wording, and then you can do the same thing, just make dummy holders and just do a replace and edit the time. And now we just got to drop in the coaches' faces here. I want to put the coaches' faces on either side here. So what I'll do is import. First I'll see, did I use this, did the coach any of my other games? No. So we're going to import. And then we're going to go to my coaches folder. There's all the coaches. And the 2 people playing each other. Here's one. All right. And what you're going to do here is replace. So I'm going to drag. I'm going to drop it right on top of the other coach. It's going to ask me to replace it. Hit yes. And the good thing is see the background? Since I chopped the background off of the other coach, which is that guy, it's going to chop her background off. So there she is. Now, I didn't put the loop video in yet. Let me add the loop video to fill out here. So you can kind of start to see what it's going to look like. This is the wrong coach. This is the placeholder coach. And we need to scroll up, import, same thing. We're going to drag and drop him on top of the coach that was the placeholder. And yes. And there they are. And then you can shrink them, you know, bigger, larger, whatever you want. I don't like that her head's cut off there. I'll see if I can find a better picture of her. But that's the process that I want you guys to do if you're going to become a Stream with Purpose volunteer, or if you're going to do your own. But yeah, so a little lesson there. All right, guys, it is now 11:30 Friday morning. I got all the thumbs built out, so let me just show you how I organize everything. So here is my Upward folder. And inside here, you can see I have the different seasons. So let's go to the 2025. And then in here, I got weeks 1, 2, and 3. And in here, I got loop videos and thumbs. So this is all the OBS thumbs, which is going to actually go out and get pushed to YouTube. And I'll use those thumbs. I do every game, even though I'm only broadcasting the first 4 live. So I only do the first 4 live. I don't do any of the boys 5th and 6th grade. Somebody else does those. And then from 12:30 to 3:30, I do those games offline. But here's the thumbs folder is the point of this video. And then here's the loop videos. So if I play one, so you want to do this for every game. This will be used when I do my Wednesday weekly wrap up and I'm introducing the game. And then I put highlights after this. This is also going to sit on the, in OBS, one of the scenes is a pregame loop. I'll use that and I'll run out into the lobby and I'll put the TV on YouTube, and this will be playing until I start the live feed. So guys, you know, really great thing to do for your league. Take it to the next level, guys. Put in all the hard work. It's worth it. You want to put in the hard work. Why? Because, you know, it's going to make the league that much better and more fun, and the league will grow. This is how you grow a league. You got to put the time in and the legwork. I'm doing this strictly as a volunteer. That's why I started my little organization, Stream with Purpose, so I can help others grow their leagues. I mean, that's all I'm interested really, is to get other people to grow their leagues, to get kids connected with their grandparents, aunts, uncles, and to make leagues grow. And then the purpose, to get God's word out there through the commercials, which you control, I control. So a lot of win-wins all over the place for doing this, guys. All right, guys, it's my lunch hour, 12:49, Friday the 17th. Tomorrow's the big day for week 3. So what I want to show you in this video is how I'm building out my broadcast. I told you I do 4 games live. If you're new to the whole video streaming thing for a league, OBS has a fantastic, you know, feature that once you set it up, these broadcasts that I schedule go right to YouTube. In fact, if you look down here, there's an open in YouTube button. It takes me right to the channel. And there's my broadcast. Notice that I'm under the live section. And there's the 3 broadcasts. And look, there's the thumb. This is what I was telling you, that, you know, the first thing you need to do, notice that it says upcoming right there. You got to build out your thumbs right away. This is not the loop video where I get the thumbs from, but these are just the thumbs. And that's, you know, OBS is fantastic how it, if you notice here, see the title and the description, has the time, has everything. So people now will see this live on YouTube. And if we go back to OBS, how do we get here? At the main screen, you're going to come right up here to Manage Broadcast. Now, I want to note that the Manage Broadcast is different than what I do with the profiles. So the profiles is where I build out all the different scenes. So for this game here, I can make this the first game, and this is all the scenes. There's all the commercials during timeout. You want to load, I'm going to do the scenes after the profiles, after I get the broadcasts set up. So they're 2 separate things, but just to let you know that the profile down here is totally different than Manage Broadcast. So inside here, this is where you could start
a new broadcast. So this is where I type everything out. This is what you just saw on YouTube. There's the title, there's the thumb, and then down here they got some neat features. I'm not sure what this enable DVR does. I just have it checked anyway. Schedule for later, and then I want to keep the auto start and stop on. And what that does is once it's game time, all right, this tab here will show you all the upcoming games. And once it's game time, I'm simply going to click on this, and then down here, start streaming. Okay? Once that happens, that's where this feature, enable auto start, will come into play. And I won't need to touch anything, and we'll be live. But I want to run through one real quick. So I got 3 of the 4 done that I'm actually going to announce play-by-play. And again, you've got to go the extra mile, guys, with your leagues. All right, I got I always start off with the year, 2025, what week we're on, the time zone, the boys league. Here's the 2 teams and their records, and then here's the coaches. Then I like to do a little write-up. All right, you can see here, the Bulls will blah, 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 and I do a little paragraph. So the first thing I'm going to do when I start, I'm going to clear out the thumb. And now that I'm doing the last game, which is at 11, all right, 11, boys, and then I'll fill that in up here. Supersonics Trailblazers. And then I'll put their records in. And then I'll switch the coach names here. This is carrying over from the last game that I just did. Then I come down here. I'll do that later. I'll find my thumbs. We go to week 3. Thumbs folder. Want to stay organized with your leagues. I have them all named out. The nomenclature is by the time, and then it says the week, and then it says thumb. And we're looking for the 11 o'clocker. Where I get the information for that. So I come down here to Excel. Now I know it's the Trailblazers. This is the rosters. This will be my final thing that I do when I build out the Excel spreadsheets. You can see here the team name, what they've, this is all the players and their information, the player number. This is what I use when I do play-by-play. I'll have this up, so I need to build this out for week 3. This is week 2. You can see down bottom all the matchups here. All right, but when I do the write-up, so it's the Trailblazers.
Jaden, check your messages, please.
Versus the Sonics. I'll decide what team. I'm usually like the away team, so the Trailblazers here. I'll start, and I'll look at their previous history. I see a loss and a win. Week 1, week 2. I put little notes, and I'll do my write-up from here. I'll bring up my little pad, and then I'll write out the Trailblazers first. Blah, 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 what they did in week 1, week 2, and then who they're playing. I also like to write down the team name. All right, so you can see there. Now I'm already starting to build out week 3. If there were any notes, I'd put them down in here before the game even started. There's the team. So when they win or lose, as soon as the game's over, I'm going to type the score in right away before I stop the live stream. I'll have that filled out. Here is the player of the game. I don't know who that is yet. I don't know if they won or lost. And any notes, if I knew somebody was going to be out, I'd put the notes in here. And that's it. So that's how you do the write-up and get everything set for OBS. So what I have left to do before midnight tonight is I got to build out the broadcasts. I need one more here. Then I will build out the profiles. I should have all the games up here build out. Then the final step will be come into Excel,
copy and paste. If this team, you know, I'd start a new spreadsheet and I'd copy this team and then paste it, and then I'd go find the other team, copy that, paste it, and always email yourself. So another thing to do is to, once you have that Excel file, the rosters built out, email it to yourself. So this way, if any problems happen or you lose something or the computer crashes, you have a copy in your email. Very important to do that each week, and then you can go back and retrieve it, you know, right during the middle of play if something happened for whatever reason, or, you know, anything you want, but you always have it. And that's it. Then I would be good to go. So then I'd pack up the equipment tonight, and hopefully I'll get you guys some footage on that. All right, thanks for joining me in this video, guys. Let's move on. So guys, what I'm doing here with the rosters, I texted all the coaches. I sent a text message, please let me know privately who is in, who is out. So here, 2 boys are out. And what I do, now remember, this is the sheet from last week. So I'm prepping the Excel file, and I'm going to move this week 2 sheet, a copy of it, into week 3. So when I sit down to do play-by-play, I will know who's going to be out by highlighting them in red. So these 2 boys are going to be out. And I'm coming up here, and you can see that it's going to put him in red. So for this team, the 76ers, I have down here in the notes, week 3, which is tomorrow, who they're playing. It's not filled out yet, and this will tell me right away who's out. Now, interestingly, what I do, see how I have all the jersey numbers? It used to be a pain. When I did this years ago, before I came up with the idea of getting all the boxes and opening them up before the season starts, I used to have to run out onto the court and get all the players' jersey numbers at the beginning. Don't do that. Contact whoever's in charge, and the way Upward does it is they put the players a box with the player's name and their jersey number. They don't write the jersey number on the box. So my wife and I went a couple weeks or a week before the season. I think it was a week before the season started. We opened up every box of every team and went through every jersey and wrote down the player's name and jersey number. So I didn't have to go running out onto the court each game and frantically get all that information and get the live stream going. So just a little tidbit there for the jersey numbers. All right, so we back out. You can see we're in week 3. The first thing you do, start your new league, the name of the league, what season, and then the week that you're in. So I'm in week 3, and you can see here that I have a week 2 boys official, and I put the word copy. That's really critical because I am going to use that. That was the file that you just saw me working in, building up, and then I'm going to use this copy, and then I'm going to save that and create official. So this will be the official one that I will be doing play-by-play with. It's just a copy of this, and then as you're going to see in a second, I edit it and get it ready for week 3. Then I will copy and paste this into week 4, and that'll be the week 4 copy. I'll work on it, I'll build it out, get ready for week 5, and so on and so on. So now here's the official. When I do play-by-play, I'm going to be looking for the official in the week 3 folder. This is what I will be opening up, which is just a copy of the week 2 official, if that makes sense. All right, so down here, your tabs are important. Now remember, this is a copy from week 2. So I created, so here is week 2's 8 a.m. game. Remember in my last video? They are the people that are out for week 3, but I edited the week 2 file and I copied it over to week 3, There's where I did the editing. And then I created a week 3 tab at 8 a.m. So here's the week 2, 8 a.m. And there's the week 3. It was a blank file. I just pasted this in now. And I'm going to continue and show you how I did it. So I can see I put the team name Jazz Sixers. Here's the Jazz. Now I'm going to find the Sixers from last week. I'll go through all the week 2 tabs. Okay, here's the Sixers. And what I'll do is I'll copy. Week 2. And I'll paste it. I'll leave one row in between, and then I'll paste it. Okay, so now in the official week 3 file, 8 a.m., I put a W3 for week 3, Jazz Sixers. I put the away team in lowercase, Sixers in uppercase. Here's the Jazz. Here's the Sixers. And there's all my notes. And this is all ready to go. So I will leave it just like this. When at 8 a.m. I'll bring up this exact tab. And then I'll put any notes that happened during the game here. I'll put the player of the game here. I'll put the score here. And whether they won or lost. And I'll just keep that repeating that process. All right, guys, another thing I want to show you is how to switch the hotkey for instant replay. Now up here under Tools, we see Scripts. There's instant replay, and there's the media source. Now, when we want to change the hotkey for instant replay, right now, it's this key. I moved it to this one. But the problem is with that is when I had the scoreboard up and an instant replay happens, I push it. Ignore that. That's because the buffer's not running. The bigger thing to notice is that little caret right there. Now, I got to go erase that right in the middle of action. And it's a pain in the neck. So I want to choose a key that won't affect anything. So I notice that the F1 key is a good choice here. So if we go down the hotkeys, sorry guys, I'm looking through my phone recording, so. All right, so this is the section you want. Instant replay, you can type whatever you want. So I hit backspace, and it's going to use backspace. We don't want backspace. So clear that out. Now, if I click in here and I hit the F1 key, F1 will now do my instant replays. So as the game's going on, let's test this out. First of all, I want to start the replay buffer. And the big problem is when the scoreboard's up. I don't want to have to delete any characters. Now, if I hit the F1 key, we should see a little thing down here. See right there, it made a clip, and it didn't affect the score. So F1's a good choice. All right, guys, I don't know if you can see that. It is 5:40 p.m. and we're still January 17th, which is Friday. And so you can see it's getting later. Tomorrow's week 3. Every Saturday for Upward. All right, where am I at in the process? Everything is done except the scenes, the scene collections, which is right here. See all these? So you don't start build. That's the very, very last thing you do. I'm going to go and delete. All right, this one's done. This is the 8 a.m. game. Let's run through it so you could do this for your league. All right, this is the main. And here's the scoreboard. So Jazz Sixers, there's the record, the colors they'll be wearing, week 3, the year, the league, where it's at. Okay, so you start with your scoreboard. Don't need to touch anything else in that scene. Each one of these is called a scene. These are inside the scene. Now, what do I have in here? If you look, I got a lot of chants. All right, this is the defense. Defense. I took this all from NBA games. Here's organ chants. And what I do during the game, let's say that, the home team is losing and they need a big defensive play, I just hit the eyeball. And you can see, if I hit the eyeball again, it shuts off. And that's just audio. This is just an audio file. Then this is the organ chant. Dun, 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 dun. Okay? So you can see I got all those, and they stay. I don't touch those all season. These go all the way back for the last several years. I haven't touched any of these. You can see here it says Lakers, or is it Knicks? Whatever it was. Anyway, those don't get touched. So let's run through all the different scenes, because we are just, once you get the first one done, you just keep duplicating it for every other game. And the only thing you need to do is change the scoreboard and the loop video. When I hit start streaming and it goes live, I am going to have it right here. So when it goes on YouTube Live, this is what everybody sees. Then I'll run out into the lobby, turn on my TV, go to YouTube, and I will find this live video. And it's kind of good verification, because I went out there before and there was no sound. I was like, whoa, what happened? And I realized I put the thumbnail in the pregame loop and not the actual video. See how it's moving? Well, thumbnail, which I have, this is the exact thumbnail that I use for YouTube, and there was no sound. So that helped me right away. Bringing the TV, it's this TV right there. I'm going to put that in my car and head over with that, set that up right away in the lobby. So after I get the live feed going, we're going to run out to the lobby, put it on, make sure everybody can hear it, and that's how you start your game. Anyway, we're going to go down the list real quick. Here's your instant replays. I put a dummy instant replay in there. This is what it will look like. We come down, loop video. So I got some Kobe Bryant video. This will be halftime, and it loops. It's a 5-minute video. I only have about 5 or 6 minutes for halftime. I leave the QR code, how to get to the channel. That stays. There's your pregame loop. I added, this is the first time I've ever done this. I actually made a little picture of the standings. There's all the teams, so that during a timeout, I could just go to the standings and talk. This one's end of third quarter from my cell phone. Now, I did YouTube checks on all these, and they passed the copyright. Some of them were flagged, but if it says if the channel is not affected, you can use it. Here's an old Upward commercial from years ago when they first launched. So this will be one of the timeouts. I just made this Pizza Hut commercial. I've been working with Pizza Hut, and their manager said if anybody mentions Upward, they'll get 20% off their bill. So I just whipped up. This was strictly made from my cell phone. Everything you're seeing there all from the cell phone, CapCut. Denzel, Accept Jesus, it talks about God. Another NBA. So, and there's just a couple more commercials. Cell phone, all these passed. And then Shane Battier, I had that years ago. I made this. That passed the YouTube checks as well. So everything is set here. So what we're going to do now is duplicate it. Well, before we duplicate it, for the 9 a.m. game, this is the 8 a.m. See the 8 a.m., it's checked. We got to get rid of all the others. And we're just going to flat out delete them. See, they're telling you stuff's missing, this and that. So how do we delete it? We go to the scene. Okay, this is last week. And remove. If you want to remove it, yes. And you can ignore all this. And it'll automatically move you. I don't know if you can see the next scene. If we look at the one that we're checked, it took us to the 10. We're already in there, which is nice. I don't need to do anything else but go to remove. And now the 10 a.m. gets removed. The only thing we're not removing is the 8 a.m. So now it automatically moved us to 11. Remove 11. We don't need them. You're not duplicating them. You're not doing anything with all the other scenes. What are we on now? 12. Remove. Because I'm going to rebuild these. They're all going to be duplicates of the 8 a.m. The 8 a.m. is set to go. With it has, now I am going to have to go into each game, and I am going to have to change the scoreboard, like I said. And I'm going to have to change the pregame loop. And that's it. I'm done. Everything else will be hardware. So I'd like to do this just so I could show you one. I just want to do this till we get one duplicate down. We got 2 more left. So guys, I really, really want people to do this for their league. Don't be scared. Don't be intimidated. If you have no idea, start small. Practice. This really is, a very powerful tool. And I'll be glad to make any videos I can to help you and motivate you. Just think about all the smiling faces when parents and everybody, and I have grandparents around the country watching their kids. And it makes it entertaining for everybody. And your league will grow. All right? I can guarantee you'll grow. This Upward League has grown every year that I've been there. And it's skyrocketing. The girls' league is finally up from a 7th to 9th grade girls have now got a 3rd team, which has never happened. I'm so happy that happened. It's always been 2 teams because it's very hard to get girls 7th, 8th, and 9th grade to play in another league outside of school. All right, so let's look at the scenes now. You can see we got 1. We got the 8 a.m., which is the one we're on. I like to double check. The pregame loop is the biggie. Moving some timeouts around by accident. All right, this is where I'm leaving it. Let's double check and make sure my broadcasts are all made. You must have an internet connection because this is actually going to talk to YouTube. Now, here's another thing that I did last year. Somebody else at another building, was filming for Upward over there because we had another gym. And this will actually transfer. Once you connect OBS to a YouTube account, which I've done, we connected it to another computer. And in fact, somebody's might be coming to my house tonight to do training on the other computer. They're going to see these when they open OBS. They're going to see it transfers to anybody that logs into the YouTube account with OBS. So you can build these out for a whole nother building, and they could just click on it. Once I hit this button right here, tomorrow morning, boom, it's going to be live. So there's my 4 games, 8, 9, 10, 11. So this profile, this is perfectly ready. So now I'm ready to duplicate. This is my last step before Saturday. Enter the name. So the name, I'm going to put 9 a.m. But I just wanted you guys to see it. I am just copying and pasting right from the PDF. Timberwolves, Lakers, and there's the head coaches. So if we go back up to scene selection, we now have 2. They are perfectly identical. The 8 a.m. and the 9 a.m. are identical. Now what do I need to do? Go back to my main scene. Scoreboard. This isn't the Jazz and Sixers at 9 o'clock. I could actually double check what teams it is. This is the Timberwolves and Lakers. So what do we need to do? Edit. Of course, don't let my arm hit the thing. Now, it's not case sensitive, by the way. If I type lower or upper, the people are going to see this top one, not what's down here. Timberwolves are 1-1. And they're playing the Lakers. Let's double check it again. Timberwolves, Lakers. And the Lakers are 2-0. And I just totally messed it up. I don't know what I hit. I got to hit cancel and start over again. I leaned on it because I'm holding this camera. But you get it. All right, you get the idea. So you adjust this scoreboard and then go to the pregame loop. This is not the Lakers Timberwolves loop. That's the 8 a.m. We want the 9 a.m. Look at the name of my path. Upward. The season, the week, and I'm in the loops. I don't want loops. I want thumbnails. No, I'm sorry. I do want the loops. And here's 9 a.m. Jazz. Oh, that's 8 a.m. Did I click on the wrong one? I want 9 a.m. Oh, you're not going to see it till you get out of here. Another stupid thing from OBS. Did you see that? It still tricked me, but once I hit OK, there's your Lakers Timberwolves game. You can see here, you can verify that the music is playing. You're not going to hear it at OBS. At least the way I have it set up, I never hear the audio. I just know that it's playing because of that. So there's the pregame loop for 9 a.m. Everything else stays the same. I'm going to go fix the scoreboard. I'm not going to make you guys sit through that. But I'm going to fix the scoreboard. But all the commercials, everything, are the same. So if I click on a commercial, whether it's the 8 a.m., the 1 p.m., all this commercials are the same. The only thing we're changing is this, which people are going to see right before we go, right as we go live. That's it, guys. I'm going to build out the rest of the games, and then I'm going to just get the equipment packed up, and I'll be good to go for tomorrow. Well, guys, it is 9:32, still Friday before week 3. This is actually the gym that 12 o'clock, I'll be coming over to. My daughter is at a high school basketball game. I've been sitting here for almost an hour. Of course, the game goes to overtime. I got a coach coming over. One of the coaches volunteered because I can't film. You know, at 12 o'clock I leave, and the parents want to see their kids on YouTube. So this is the second person to step up and volunteer. Already I had a lady and her husband step up. I gave her an hour training, and right there in the lobby where I put the TV, I met her and her husband on a Tuesday night and gave them a little lesson on OBS. And how to pack up all the equipment, how to connect the camera to the computer, pack it up, unpack it. And I'm going to do the same thing. So a coach is coming over. I know I'm totally exhausted. So I probably spent, at least 40 hours this week. Little by little, I'm figuring out faster ways to get everything done. But I am completely burned out right now. But when I come here at 12 o'clock in the afternoon tomorrow, it's a tiny gym, and I bring my OBS computer. So I just started doing this last week. First, I tried to film with a cell phone. That did not work. So I brought my OBS computer into the gym, and I filmed offline, no internet, and came out pretty good. I still used OBS. The thing is, I had to print up rosters on paper so I could keep them in my hand. Remember, I have to work the camera, and I really can't do too much on the computer. I do reach down and try to get the score. Since it's the girls' game, they don't do a lot of scoring, which helps me type in the score and work the camera and announce. So I do that. So I just got to go home tonight after I train this coach for about an hour. It'll be close to 11 at night. I'll print up the girls' games rosters. I'll do 4 games from 12:30 to 4:30. My wife and daughter, play in that league over here at this school. And so then I'll get home tomorrow. Kansas City Chiefs playoffs game, so I'll catch some of that. But I got to start working right away on making the icons, the cap cut for week 4. If I want to, realistically, there's a lot of other things I'd like to do that I can't. I would love to type every single player's name into OBS, and when they score, I'd love to flash their name on the screen. How cool would that be? But I just don't have enough time and, to do a lot of the things I want to do. But anyway, guys, I started Stream with Purpose a year ago. And, I'm looking for anybody who wants to be a part of it. If you want to be a part and volunteer at Stream with Purpose, you could do that if you have an Upward organization near you. Or a church. If you have a church and it has a basketball league, then and you want to bring Stream with Purpose there and do everything I do. If you really think you can put the man hours in, Stream with Purpose is going to be top notch. I want as many games as you can, play by play. If not, you don't have to be part of my organization. You can start your own. That's why I'm also making this on YouTube, so people can learn how to do it. And it's very rewarding. So talk to me through the comments. People are starting to let out. So I'm just laying here in my car bored. Everybody's coming out of a high school game, went to overtime. Anyway, talk to me through the comments, guys, and I hope somebody gets motivated from these videos and gets kids online for relatives to see and spread the word of God also. All right, guys, we're still Friday night before week 3. So that's going to be the bag. I'm going to go in tomorrow morning, set everything up. That's the bag I'm going to leave, and he wants to film his son's game after 12. So I got 2 people. So one lady is going to meet me and film 12 to 1. And then the coach that was just here will film 1 to 3. I'm going to be taking this tripod with me at 12 o'clock over to the middle school. So now I just still got to print up just the paper rosters for the girls' games. I'll go do that. And that'll be the tripod I use at 8 a.m. And I'm almost ready to go to bed. And I'm going to need sleep because I am burned out. I'd say about at least 40 hours this week. But it should get easier next week. I'm finding more ways to do things. So hang in there, guys. It goes fast. All right, guys. So I don't know if you can see this. 11:18, the very final part. So as you can see here, I got bags all ready to go. I will put them in my car. Got to be up at 6 a.m., get a shower, Last thing to do is just print out all these games that I will be filming offline. And then 11/28 Friday night, still January 17th, 2025. Make copies, make backups of backups of backups. So I'm printing up here. This is what I'm going to be doing play-by-play with. I'll be working the camera in that tiny gym with no internet, filming offline, and this is what I'll be. But I'm going to keep a backup in my car just in case something happens to these papers. Always keep backups of everything, wires, computers, everything you can get a backup of. Backups of backups. All right, guys, here we are, 7 a.m. This is week 3, loading up the car, the TV. You don't want to forget this. Feed the dog. Here we are, guys, week 3, 7:07 in the morning. And I got my tea. Actually, it's orange stuff. And let's hope that the weather doesn't look too bad for driving. It's been crazy the first 2 weeks. But off to week 3. All right, guys, I just got the TV set up. I'll just leave the car like this. Well, here we are, week 3. I'm the only one here at the moment, but thanks for Brian setting all this up. Usually I have to set this stage up with Brian, the two of us, but he did it all today. All right, time to get all set up. Everybody, it's about 7:30. What's the time up there? 7:30. TV set up. Let's get rocking. I got the tripod up. There's my OBS computer. Got to run this Ethernet wire too. There's the mics. Part of the job is to get the Ethernet run. I'll plug that sucker right. Which switch port? Anyway, you get the point. I have to use 2 hands. Pull the run out here, and I'm going to feed it underneath there and then up in. Okay, getting there. I got the surge hooked up. I got the Ethernet run and the tripod. People are starting to get here. All right, guys. So I got everything pretty much good here. I did not go live yet. So there's the pregame loop, which is going to be out in the lobby, which I'll show you. The big thing is here. We got a connection. We got a picture. Check the scoreboard. Put it back on the pregame loop. And go up to manage broadcast, and we're going to go live. I'm going to select my 8 a.m. broadcast. Ready to go live on YouTube. Actually, no. I want to get my microphones hooked up first. Almost forgot. All right, so it's 7:41. Game starts at 8. So what I do is I get these out. These are my mics. There's a little receiver. I mean, this setup has been heaven sent. That out of there, that's for my work. There's the receiver for the mics. What's nice is it'll light up green when we make a connection. I'll get these guys plugged in. Mic's hooked up and we'll be good to go live. So it says I'm live. I'll go out and check the TV. Just make sure it's not on your son's YouTube channel so it plays. Alright, so this should be the live feed right here. Should be on. That's it. Alright, so I just checked the live feed and it's almost game time. The live feed we just saw, and get the mics going and do the introductions to the lineup. So 7:48 and I got everything set up. So this is my the opening rosters that we looked at last night. There's the silver team, which I noted in silver. There's the green team down here, and let's go over the opening lineups.
for everybody. Mics are going. Welcome everybody to week 3. Jeff Russell here on January 18th, 2025. We got a great matchup for you today. Chip Coles and the 76ers, who lost their last game to Eric Stark and the Supersonics. We're going to be taking on Ezra Hoover's Jazz, still looking for their first win. Brody Torrance will not be in this game. A big loss for the Jazz. But let's see if other players can step up. There's a lot of talented players on this team, and they are going to need to step up to win this game. All right, let's go over the opening lineups.